Hello students, we are on the first chapter, which is a fundamental of smart city and infrastructure, which is a subject of infrastructures for the smart cities, right? So in the previous lectures, we learn about a definition of smart city, concept of the smart city, what are the cities it's actually called the smart city, and what are the needs of smart cities, right? So here we go for the quickly revision, right? So first of all, definition of smart city. So it means that the smart city has a basic structure, uses smart solutions to make infrastructure and services better, and it relies on area based development, right? So this concept of the smart cities originated at the time when the entire world facing one of the most economical crises, right? So beginning of 2009, the concept has captivated the imagination of various nations across the globe. So what are the needs to be handled for global environment and urbanization problems? So there is a very there is a few an important topic which requires attention in today's environment, which is a global warming and climate change, and population increases and resources depletion, adverse effect of increasing urbanization. So these all are the needs which needs to be handled for the environment and urbanization problems. So next is why the smart city is needed now, right? What are the needs for the long-term approach to develop the sustainable cities? So it first one is how we develop the sustainable cities. So first of all, it's managing the life cycles of the cities, right? Improving the economic performance over the entire life cycle, for example, pollution and that are very expensive to clean up the water, and enhancing cities competitiveness, right? So next we see that there are four types of phases. First one is the early phase, then growth phase, then mature phase, and then the transformation phase. So this is city competitiveness versus life cycle versus time, right? So this is how we manage the life cycle of the smart cities, right? So in early phase, we provide the infrastructure needed for the operation of the city. Next stage is a growth. So expand and intensify the infrastructure to ensure that supply can keep the pace with the increasing demand of the growing demand, right? Then the mature phase. So it enhance the infrastructure to ensure the delivery of the high quality services based on criteria such as ease of use and the comfort. And next is the transformation phase. uh, in that phase, at least avoiding damage to the nature environment, right? Then by improving economic performance over the entire life cycle and enhancing city competitiveness, right? Next is what are the we actually needs to include in the smart cities, right? What are the main options, or what are the main availability of being called the smart cities, right? Cities as smart cities. So first is the smart living, then smart building and smart homes, smart transportation, smart energy, smart water management, smart waste management, e-education, smart e-governance, smart medical facilities, smart communications, smart network, and environmental awareness. So this all are we needs to be include a city called smart city, right? Next is a looks of a smart city. How our smart city looks, right? So these are some basic figure. We assume that so first is a center of is the CEMS, which is community energy management system. Then here provides one side of it's provide energy storage and demand response. Next is a charging station, then battery energy management system, then commercial complexes, office building, commercial facilities. This all are includes in a battery energy management systems. Next is connected to FEMS, which right. Next is connected to smart buildings and apartments, right, and home energy management systems, right. So these are the different look of a smart city, right. Then how we connect the classroom services to using a PC or tablet or any other Android devices, right? And how we convert classrooms in a smart classroom by recording of the lectures, right, through the YouTube or any other services, right? Next is a support a child's recovery and psychological care, right? By we monitoring system for emergencies and use video conferencing to discuss the remedial learning plan with the doctors. So these all are related to healthcare and the educations of a human being, right? Next is a shared use of neighborhood facilities like meeting places and guest rooms, remote healthcare facilities by providing use as required a solar or wind power generation, batteries, recycle water treatment, and waste collection facility, right? So here a draft benchmark for the smart cities, which is required transportation time, footpath, bicycle tracks, additional infrastructure, water management, electricity supply, medical facility, and geospatial information system, which is known as GIS services, right? Now next is the concept of the smart city. Where are the come from the concept of the smart cities, right? So urban space, so agglomeration of the buildings in which the people live or work is defined by its more population, more density, or more extension, right? It requires more infrastructures and it requires activity and employment concentrated on secondary and tertiary sectors of the economy, right? So with the increase of the population or increase in the density, right, there are also needed extension and also needed more infrastructures, right? So this urban space is defined by people which lives or work, right? So now next is urban intelligence. So its ability to use and manage the available resources within an urban space in efficient and sustainable ways. So taking into account the economical and the environmental point of view, as well as encourage a social environment, inclusive and collaborative, taking advantage of the use of ICT technologies with the aim to improve the quality of the life of their citizens, right? So these are the concept of the smart city, right? So bring this all together and the set of initiatives carried out in a urban space to develop its intelligence, right? It's called concept of the smart city, right? Now in here there are we are using two words, which is urban space and intelligence. So in the previous point we see that what is the urban space and what is the urban intelligence, right? So this whole reason of that urban space, interaction of all the fields and services and the citizens at the center of all the initiatives as the biggest beneficiary, right? So these are the concept of the smart cities. Now smart cities, how we affect the citizens, right? So citizens are also includes citizens use as a socio-economical mobility and urban planning, ICT technologies and environmental. These all are the abilities which makes a citizen as a smart citizens, right? Which means a socio-economical includes social, economical, cultural, and the governance. These all are the key points uh, which made the citizens as smart citizens, right? Which is socio-economical, mobility and urban planning, ICT technologies, and environmental. So the question is, what does it make a citizen being a smart citizen, right? It means that if they live in the smart city, or using a smartphone or a tablet, or be an active user of a social network, fight for the environmental, or travel on bicycle. So the question is, this all are does make any sense? And the question is, what it makes an citizen beings a smart citizen? So the answer is, all the citizens must be equally considered, regardless their values or the conditions, right? Then it makes a citizen as a smart citizen, right? So what are the key factors to create the smart citizen? So engage the citizens so that they actively participate into the process of adoption of the smart city concept. A city made with all for all. So there are three fundamental actions for the citizen engagement, right? Which is inform, then discuss, and then agree, right? We inform our new invention, or many information, or the projects or smart projects, or any other information to provide that to the citizens, and then discuss in that topic, and agree and non-agree. What are the citizens thinking about any other innovations or any other things which is happening in the lifestyle, right? So the opinion of the citizen is really matters to be improvised or to be improved our citizenness, right? So these 3 points and these three fundamental actions are very important for the citizens to engage, which is inform, discuss, and then agree, right? So next is objective of the smart city. So to promote cities that provide core infrastructure and give a decent quality of life to its citizen, a clean and sustainable environment, and application of smart solutions, right? So the focus is on sustainable and inclusive development, and the idea is to look at the compact areas, create a replicable model which will act like a lighthouse to other inspiring cities, right? And it is meant to set example that can be replicated both within and outside the smart city. It is catalyzing the creation of similar smart cities in various regions and the parts of the country. And the purpose of the smart cities mission is to drive economic growth and improve the quality of the life of people by enabling local area development and harnessing technology, especially technology that leads to a smart outcomes, right? So today we see that the concept draft benchmark for the smart cities, concept of the smart city, right? What are the what makes a citizen as a smart citizens, right? What are the key factors to create a smart citizens? What are the objective of the smart cities, right? So if you have a confusion about any other topic, so just let me know.